What's going on, YouTube? All right, so yeah, man, the dust is settled from the Pacquiao-Marquez fight. Let's get back to talking about boxing. I've seen it all, man. I've seen it all, read it all about the shit, all the comments, all the excuses. All of that is already out there. I got it. I'm not even fronting, man. It's been a couple days that I've been thinking about that fucking fight, and it's been on my mind. But now it's starting to taper off. The natural high is starting to go away, and I'm starting to think about other fights that are coming up that I'm excited about. We've got Khan making a comeback this week against I guess a little bit of a soft touch, which he deserves. You know, if there's one thing I'll say about Khan is he's never afraid to get in there and mix it up, and get in there and take on tough challenges. You know, after the Peterson fight, he wanted to fight him right away. He's still looking to fight Garcia right away. So I'll give him that, man. If he wants to take a soft touch after a brutal KO loss like that, then he deserves one. We get to see Nonito Donaire fight this weekend on the same card with Rigon Diao. Two pretty good fights, man. I think Rigon Diao's fight's probably going to be a little bit more competitive than Donaire's, but I could be wrong. But still, at any rate, two good fights. And we get to see Angulo return again. We saw him like 2 months ago, so first round KO. But we get to see Angulo fight again, which is cool because 154 is a really hot division right now, man. And I'd like to see Angulo get in the mix because he could change things up real quick, man. If he gets in there and they start matching him up against guys, he can alter the landscape of that division. And 154, I think, is where it's at right now. So with that being said, the fight that I'm most excited for is the Zab Judah and Danny Garcia fight that's coming up this weekend. I'm gonna make a quick prediction. You know, I think that Judah is going to be tough to beat early on, which is always the case with him, man. He's gonna be tough to beat early on. He's gonna come in fresh. He's gonna move a lot. He's probably even gonna sneak in some really hard shots. I don't see anything in Garcia that would lead me to believe that he's going to get knocked out by Judah. But we've seen stranger things happen. We saw it this weekend. We've seen stranger things happen. I don't think that Garcia is knocking out Judah either. I think Judah is going to be in this fight for a while. I think it's going to be a close fight, 7-5 victory for Garcia, maybe 8-4. But if history tells us anything, we know that Zab just doesn't show up, man. He doesn't show up when the brights are shining the lightest. You know, he just doesn't show up. Hand speed and footwork and all that shit, it's all great, but you've got to be able to do that over the course of 12 rounds. If Danny's smart, man, he's going to come in and try to work his body. Danny does do some good work to the body, man. So I see him doing some nice work to the body. And if his chin holds up, he's going to have to take some. But if I see his chin holding up, he's going to take some shots early on, and after a while, he's going to start to wear Zab down. And once Zab feels his power up top, man, once he catches Zab with something, I think that's where we're going to start to see Zab slow down, start to place his shots a little bit more, and start to be even more elusive, or try to be elusive. Because let's be honest, man, Zab is there to be hit. Zab is there to be hit. So that's pretty much it, man. I got Garcia winning this fight by decision, no knockouts. If anybody is getting knocked out, I think it's going to be Judah, and that might be just as a result of him giving up, because we've seen him do that before. I did want to take some time on the second half of this video. I made the prediction short to kind of get this in, squeeze this in, man, because I really don't know what it is, but I've been noticing on a lot of threads and on a lot of YouTube videos, there seems to be a lot of, I don't want to call it hatred, because I don't think anybody genuinely dislikes Danny Garcia. But there seems to be a lot of people, I guess downplaying his skills, definitely downplaying his skills, and also a little bit of them downplaying his victory over Khan. I don't know about you guys, man, but me personally, I watch boxing for guys like Danny Garcia. That's what draws me to the sport. You know, when a 15-1 underdog, no-name dude comes out and fucking knocks out a guy like Amir Khan. To me, that's the most exciting part of this whole sport, of the whole thing that we do here. So I really don't understand what what a lot of the hatred is for. Public enemy number one obviously is his father, and the shit that he said at the press conference. Listen, man, it is what it is. Clearly it must have worked a little bit. But what he said at the Judah press conference was Judah's a 4-round fighter. Right now it's Danny's time. It's time for the young fighters. It's not Zab Judah's time. Was back in fucking 2001 when he was fighting Kasazu. What did he say? He told him to take that fucking Janet Jackson hat off, which I found funny. He told him that in other words, all of the things that he said to Zab Judah regarding Zab Judah as a fighter were all things that we've been saying for shit, man, the past couple years. He said Zab Judah ain't never beat anybody. Every time he's fought the fights, but he's never won. These are things that we've been saying about Zab Judah for years. These are things that only Zab Judah knows. Only he knows in his heart of hearts whether or not he put the work in, whether or not he trained hard enough, whether or not he quit. And these are things that he has to live with. That's why it struck such a chord with him. That's why he reacted that way, because it's the truth that hurts. It's also the truth that'll set you free, but it's the truth that hurts. And he struck a chord. But it wouldn't be if he said that. Well, Zab Judah's a slow fighter. Zab would have just laughed. He said, because it's clearly not true. He's one of the fastest fighters in the game, right? But what he said were things that caught people's attention, and it sure as fuck caught Zab's attention, and they were truthful. And if that's my fighter, and that's going to get the reaction that it got from Zab Judah, I do that every single time. So. As far as the hate, and if the hate is directed at Angel Garcia, then that's fine. But I see a lot of the hate directed at Danny Garcia, which I don't understand, man. I really don't understand it. Look, there's a guy right now on the top 6 pound for pound list, pound for pound. His name's Timothy Bradley. Go to BoxRec.com. Look at his record. Look at his record over the past 7 fights. You're gonna see Nate Campbell, Kendall Holt, Devin Alexander, and Lamont Peterson, right? Look at Danny Garcia. Go to BoxRec.com. Look at Danny Garcia. Campbell, Holt, Morales, and Khan. Right? And I'll say it again for Bradley. Campbell, Holt, Peterson, and Devon Alexander. To me, those resumes, obviously Bradley went on to fight Manny Pacquiao, and whether or not you had Pacquiao winning or not, it was a close fight. You know what I'm saying? I scored it a draw, but I could have seen the fight go either way. Whether or not you had either of the two winning, it was a close fight. But my point is that Bradley and Garcia, they took the same, those resumes are comparable. Two of them, the guys on that little chunk of their resume are the exact same opponents. They took the same route coming up. You understand what I'm saying? At 140, they took the same route coming up. They took the same path coming up. One of them's on a pound for pound list right now. Both of them, if you watch their fights, can be wild in exchanges, can get sloppy. Now, granted, Timothy Bradley's got a lot more tools under his belt. He's not all wild. Timothy Bradley picks his spots, and he's a great inside fighter, but he can also box and move, and he's got a lot of other things that Garcia doesn't have. But my point is that they were not these groomed golden boy or top ranked fighters that were future pound for pound prospects. They came up the hard way. They came in through the back door, and then all of a sudden people have to turn around and look at a guy like Timothy Bradley and say, "Wow, man, this is top of the line type shit." Danny Garcia took almost the same exact path. Bradley beat Alexander. Garcia beat Khan. Alexander, Bradley, Maidana, and Khan were all at the top of 140. Khan took care of Maidana. Bradley took care of Alexander. Those were the top two that didn't meet up, but Garcia iced them in 4 rounds. Had Bradley still been at 140, again, I'm not saying I'm not comparing the two. I'm just comparing the two. If you know what I'm saying, if you know what I mean, I'm comparing the two for a certain reason. So yeah, I really don't know where all the animosity comes from. I like seeing the underdog prevail. You know, Danny Garcia. Listen, man, he's going to beat a lot more guys than I think people. I could see Garcia. Listen, I could see Garcia beating Matisse. I could also see him getting beat by Matisse, but I definitely can see him beating him. I'm telling you, Garcia is going to beat Judah. If he fights Khan again, I could see him beating that motherfucker again too. And I don't care what was happening in from rounds 1 through 3. Because as a matter of fact, I gave Garcia one of those rounds, and then I gave him the round that he knocked him down on. So I don't, people they're rewriting history and saying that Garcia was getting his ass whooped and this, that, and the other thing. Watch that fight again. Turn the volume down and watch the fight again. Garcia's gonna beat some people on his way up, man. And you know what? I'm not saying he's gonna stay undefeated forever. He's going to eventually, if he keeps on taking fights, he's gonna get beat. And he's gonna get beat by somebody that has more tools than he has. That will happen. But he's also gonna beat a couple people on the way up that's gonna make you scratch your head. So let me know what I missed, man. Where does the hatred come from for this cat, man? I really can't figure it out. You know, I see him as a humble dude, a kid that kind of, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't see him ducking anybody. I don't think he rolls like that. You know, they threw him in there with Morales when Morales looked really good against Maidana. Nobody thought he was going to win that fight. He had to have been a 5-1 dog in that fight. And they threw him in with Khan, and he had to have been an even bigger underdog in that fight. And he he shocked the world, for the most, so to speak. So I can't be mad at a fighter like that. That's pretty much it, man. You let me know why where is the love for Danny Garcia? Why do we hate on him so much and we give other people such a pass? I don't know. Let me know.